Let's see how this goes. Another... should work. Should work. Now we're back. We're back with the Lego stand version 2.0. Can you guys hear me? Hey Janae, Captain Boss, Sharthas, Zeolin. I hope you can hear me. Oh, you can. Great. I found this really like tiny ink pen. I don't really know. We'll try it out. Oh shit, Captain Boss! You subscribed. Massive thank you. Hey Bruno Romanos, how's it going? Do you think the... No, it's not blurry. Hey Quentin, Eternal Lady, Captain Boss, Captain Boss. Alright, so let's try...
Hey, listen!
Okay, let's try. The topic is tranquil. Hey, listen! Yeah. You're listening, alright. Right, tranquil. What can we do with tranquil? Let me think. Alright. So, I'm calling it at 8 past. That's where my point of reference gonna be. Hey, Concept Sam. Okay, tranquil. Yeah, I was gonna draw. Oh, this feels really weird. I was gonna draw this. I guess alien of sorts. Alien fantasy character. And the alien kind of glancing up and like having a rest, kind of, you know, like sitting and leaning on his knees. That is the picture I got in my head. So we'll see. What is a really weird ink pen or ballpoint? Feels really strange, like it's tiny, or I don't know what it is, but it feels really odd. I like it kind of, but it's not as big and chunky like a normal ballpoint pen. This is called a reliner, whatever that is. I saw it in the store, and I kind of like the black compact shape of it because it's tiny. Hey Millerfin, how's it going? Right, so let's see if we can continue remembering. Hey, thank you, Concept Sam. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna do a lot of dark fantasy stuff moving forward. It's something I always love. And I've gone into like diesel punk and cyberpunk and cute stuff, and now I feel like, okay, let's go back to one of my favorite things to draw, which is fantasy art. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of, whenever I have some spare time, draw some fantasy stuff, because I truly really love it. I can draw everything else as well, but you know, it's a fun challenge. I think the challenge is what I like the most when I draw something that's not fantasy. But for me, fantasy stuff is always something I've always enjoyed, you know. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. If you noticed, whoever was there, as I was drawing it, I used a combination of a lot of warm-up techniques to try to capture something really quick and to get a design down balanced. It was fun to experiment with the technique. It's it looks like his beard. Anyways, Captain Boss. It's on the VOD here on the stream. If you click videos, VOD is video on demand. So you can maybe, I don't know what this hand should do. So it's a 2 hour, I think 2 hour 40, but it was with a break, and I also started sketching a new character that I will continue next time, which is like a female warrior of sorts. I kind of like the look of it, the general proportions, but it's far from the character I wanted to be. And yesterday night I got tired and I had to quit. Jenna, yeah, sure, man, go ahead. Sure, do it. In general, you guys can link anything you want, as long as it's appropriate. You know, don't be jerks about having the privilege of posting freely your links and things. You know, it's a general point of view. You know, as I try to treat everyone, we are all grown-ups. You know, no, there's no need to have a daddy on internet, right? So go ahead and post. You know, a lot of people forget, I think, forget that, you know, with built-in supervision tools like bots breaking links or stopping links or spam filters or parental gates and so on, people forget to take responsibility for their own action. And they post something fucked up, and then they go, okay, the bot stopped me from posting anything fucked up. Yet they didn't consider if they should post it in the first, you know, from the first altogether. But yet, you know, like a lot of people rely on the filter to think for them. So I'm a strong believer in, you know, like, come on, let's be grown-ups about it. Jenna, yeah, Inktober is great. Concept Sam, when I feel like when I'm tired, it's when I start being focused or stop being focused, and when I starting to slow down, and it becomes a conscious effort to try to push further, or like to get it done, or be conscious about the fact that I'm having to finish it. So this was the last night was of course on my own, not work, and at work you gotta obviously fight through it. Like, okay, I can't just go and sleep during work hours. But yeah, as long as I have fun, in that sense, and I'm not feeling tired, so that I can just focus on being creative, then I of course will continue drawing. But as soon as you start like slowing down and feeling the effects of being tired, then for me that's a good sign. Like, okay, I can sit here for 2 more hours and be inefficient and just kind of mess around with the paint, or take a break, walk away, and the next time I'm going to continue, I'm going to have more energy and more drive and more efficiency. Eric, it is something called a reliner. I don't know why. I saw it in the store and I thought I'd buy it, but you can see it's not as chunky as a normal ballpoint pen. I have no idea. Hey, Örjan. What up? Yeah, so that's as soon as I feel like I like getting tired and it's just waste of time, I know that the painting is not going to be good. The end result's going to be longer away from being finished. I'm not going to make the best decisions. So usually what I do is either stop painting and like go to YouTube and just be stupid and watch, go down the YouTube hole, or just go to bed, or do something else. But yeah, I hate sitting and pushing, like clocking me in order to get work done, just by sitting and counting the hours until I can go away. If you're tired and you don't need to be there, like work, obviously, if I feel like that at work, I try to pump myself up, with energy. Maybe, like a quick 5-minute walk outside, or a splash of cold water, or something, to make you not low energy, and then continue. But sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes, are uphill battles. But you got to do your best anyways, and try to perform, right? YouTube swamp and the YouTube vortex. Oh yeah. Concept Sam. Yeah, I think I learned a lesson about that when I was working on my pixel art game, and I was sitting there clocking the hours. Like, I gotta do this until 1 in the morning, and I was just sitting there like Can I go to bed now? No. Can I go to bed now? No. Can I go to bed now? 5 minutes. Okay. Ugh. And it resulted in me just doing a half-assed attempt at whatever I was doing. So I realized that okay, I'm not enjoying it. Number one, number two, I'm sitting and doing it something that I know should go faster, but there's a small team that relying on my content. I have to provide this by some point so that we can move forward, right? So what I realized was, all right, I'm not gonna work anything tomorrow. I'm gonna just sit and play Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 at that time, of course, but or any other game, or watch a movie, or hang out with the wife, or whatever, and not touch the project whatsoever. And then the day after, I know I will sit down. I've already thought about what I will be doing. I gotta do that animation or this background piece of art or whatever. So then I before sitting down, kind of doing something funny or psyching myself up or drinking a cup of coffee or something, so that I know the load I need to deal with. Just going into it with as much energy as I can and enthusiasm as I can and dealing with it, full on focus mode. Don't Facebook, all that stuff. Do that before, while hanging out on the sofa or whatever. Just check the Facebook, and then now it's time to work. So I didn't do anything else, and I noticed instantly how much more work I could get done in less hours. So I didn't need to sit there and clock myself. I could go task by task. And if I was done with the task within 3 hours instead of 4, I would just walk away and go okay, tomorrow I know I gotta implement that sprite or whatever, okay, checklist. Instead of starting implementing it and getting extra tired. So the day after I'm going to be extra tired, plus worked really well. And then that day I'm going to work less good, and then I'm going to sit there and grind again. And it's like a vicious cycle, right? It's just going to repeat and repeat itself. Hey, Yakovlev Art. No, I'm, let's see, 20 minutes in soon. So I'm going to go to 38, which is in 12 minutes. Oh no. Tran raid. Holy shit. Concept Sam, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I noticed I just got raided. I'm on the phone, so I don't have any pop-ups or those kind of things. But thanks for the raid, 1D Tran. Much appreciated. I'm doing all of October. If all of you new people, I'm going to do Inktober live without pre-sketching, without looking at the next day's topic. So when I start the stream tomorrow exactly at the same time, I'll do the next topic. And I have no idea what it is. I'm really going to try not to cheat and look at the next day. Really going to try hard to not see and spoil what's coming tomorrow. I did the same last year. Did it live on camera here on my channel. So we'll see. Looking forward to this year. Wondertron, yeah man, it's a 30-minute warm-up, but Inktober. So I kill 2 birds in 1 stone. Because I don't really have time to do Inktober, personal projects, warm-up, work, daddy time, husband time. No, so I'm smashing it together. So it's going to be 30 minutes every day live from my phone, Inktober, all October, every day at the exact same time. Now, time it is now, minus 20 minutes is when the stream will start. So if all you new people, if you like the idea of seeing something done with ink live, and on the topic of Inktober, I'm going to follow the official list. Please join, click follow, all that jazz. All the pitch words, the one sentence sale pitch. Subscribe for boo 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 boo. Hurry up and buy. Buy one, get next one for free. Yakovlev, yeah, absolutely. Every warm-up is 30 minutes on a timer. The normal stream has a timer display, but as I'm streaming from the phone, I'll show you. On a wicked Lego stand. Hey, hey, hey. As it's on a timer. The whole idea is to not look at reference, and challenge myself to draw something live for 30 minutes. Amir, I don't think so, because it's on the phone, right? Hey, Mr. Panka, welcome back. Yeah, buy one Bjorn and get the Spirit Dude for free. Perfect. Yakovlev, yes. We try to do 4 hours per client. So it's like a soft timer. We know that by lunch we should update something ideally. So it becomes like a gauge. Okay, how far away am I from updating, and so on, but not like on a visual timer. But I keep track of time. Wendy Tran, thanks for the host raid. Good night. See you around. Great couple of streams lately, but I've been in Malta, so I've been kind of struggling to comment but it was really cool. Yeah, Yakovlev, we try not to do overtime at Opus. We try to be efficient so we can recover, rest, be energized. Because I think if you work too hard all the time without overtime, you're going to get jaded. Like I started explaining when you rated was the efficiency of not clocking the hours of sitting there. Okay, I have to sit till 2 a.m. in the morning because I have to. Versus I'm going to take a rest day, and tomorrow I'm going to sit down and paint or whatever the task is, really efficient. And you'll see if you pace yourself and be efficient in the way you approach your task, and not go on Facebook and don't do anything else. Be conscious about the artistic decisions you're making, and noticing if you're just moving your hand or painting with purpose. You'll see how much more efficient you will be, and how much more you can create. Yakovlev, now, I mean, we have working hours. There's a clock on the computer. I am not interested in how many minutes is passing by, but I can judge amount performed versus hours spent, right? So yeah, give or take an hour. If you have a bad day, maybe you were struggling on something, and yeah, then you'll paint a little bit slower. But if it's like, oh, 5 minutes less than yesterday, that's arbitrary, because we're not dealing with 5 minutes. We're dealing with work days usually. One work day spent, or two, if you spend a full work day of 8 hours extra on something that should just take 8, then something is off. From a freelance perspective, when I was freelancing, I worked in 4-hour chunks. I checked my email, I went to the grocery store, I ate breakfast, I made a cup of coffee, I talked with friends, and then I looked at the clock. Okay, in 2 hours, I got to start working for 4 hours nonstop. So then maybe I did the dishes, I was thinking about what I have to paint in 2 hours when I sit down. And so then, okay, now it's time to go. I switched off Facebook, I switched off the phone, didn't do anything, then paint extremely focused for 4 hours. I looked at the clock, okay, at 2 or whatever, I'm done with shift 1. So I worked really with a purpose, with a goal, and I didn't relax. I sat and put a lots of energy into painting. Not speed, but focus, right? And then when 4 hours is up, stood up, shook my legs, went for a walk, went and buy dinner, cooked dinner or whatever. But I knew at some point during that day, I have to sit and do my next 4 hours. So every day I sat and worked for 8 hours, but it was in 4-hour chunks. So I could choose whenever I could do those 8 hours in a row, if I had the energy to focus for 8 hours. But most of the times, maybe you're a bit tired that day and you can feel it. So maybe you do 3-3-2, 3 hours, go for a walk, jump around, go for a swim, do the next 3 hours and so on and so on. You get the idea. And yeah, Eric, it's really like smooth. It's a really weird ballpoint pen. I noticed you commented on it a while back. It's a really weird ballpoint pen. I kind of like it. It feels very slippery and wet. Hey, Bon88, welcome back, yo. Yakovlev, yeah. I am a pragmatic person, though. Meaning, like, I like to break things into systems and take piece by piece in general. Like, if I want to learn something new, I will break it down so I can grasp it and understand it. And then I learn from the foundation up, right? I just don't go in swinging. So freelancing, I thought, okay, how can I, because at that time I had so very little free time. So I was just thinking, okay, how can I make the most of the time I have so that I can do everything I need to do? And in the end, it became like, okay, I have 2 clients. I need to update both every day. So I split it in 2, right? 4 hours and 4 hours. So I can give them both an update the same day. And then later on, I realized the efficiency of it, and I just adapted it to everyday business, which worked great. And which really leans on the human behavior. I don't think we are really designed to sit and wait for a prey for 8 hours, Bruno Romanos, if I would do studies, I would do a chunk of time for studies. But what I usually did for studies was an hour or 2. Usually, if I remember correctly, usually I set any study for an hour. So I knew, like, within an hour this study should be finished. So I just had, it made me try to do as much as I could within that study or hour. Because 4 hours for a study is not a study anymore. It becomes a replica. And if you study something for 4 hours, you know, it's quite a lot of time for something that you can do faster. So always when I did studies was, okay, now I'm going to look at anatomy of the torso. And I was painting from a reference, a person standing or lying down. And I made sure that when I got to the torso, I was paying attention extra amount, right? So that I really learned something rather than I'm just going to copy this photo and call it a study of a photo, you know. I think that's a trap a lot of people fall into. Okay, 1 more minute. What I dislike is this butt line and where the stomach is. I've been trying to correct it, but it's all sorts of wonky. I kind of like the pose, but I'm okay with it. This drawing just dying. Tomorrow is a new day. I put no emotions into this one. It's fun to explore. I got to explore this little image I had in my mind, but it ends at that. I don't care anything beyond that. There's definitely lessons learned here. Like, don't do this weird beard alien face. Or maybe I should. Who knows? We'll see. Yakovlev, I do have streamers on the second screen while working, but usually what I do is listening. I listen to the streamer rather than observing. Glance now and then to see what they're up to, but day-to-day stuff I can just listen to streamers. I can't watch them, right? Hey, Martin Zemme, my pleasure. Hopefully someone maybe can learn from it or manage their day more efficient, like I managed to do it. But maybe for someone else it doesn't work at all. That's the beauty of internet. One size doesn't fit all in terms of behavior. Zealand, cheers. Cheers. All right, time's up. A little bit of a close-up. Look at this weird ballpoint pen. But yeah, that's it. So tomorrow I'll stream at the exact same day, minus 30 minutes from this point back. The next stream starts tomorrow. Thank you for the raid. Hello to all the new people. There's a Discord underneath the stream. Click follow up there. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.